Thanks everyone for being here today. We're preparing to start the season at home. In the woodshed in front of our fans. We had a student event last week and the student section was packed. So we can feel the excitement and the energy on campus. Last week the band was practicing 3 times a day. Outside my window, they're getting after it. And that's always a good sign. We had a good camp, and we shifted our attention to CMU sometime last week. We already had 2 practices this week on those guys. We had a Tuesday practice today, and they're very well coached. They had a good team. Went against Coach McElwain a couple times when I was in the SEC, and so we'll have to be at our best. We have to prepare, continue to prepare, and I know they'll be at their best. So with that, I'll open it up.
And I was wondering if you settled the starting quarterback competition and who you expect to be out there in Fred.
Yeah, so we'll see who runs out there first on Friday night, and we'll go from there.
Mel, I'm wondering, with the news last week about the availability report, I guess your thoughts on that and how it differs from your time in the NFL. I don't know if that changes anything with you. Do you have any injuries during camp that might be season long that you wouldn't reveal?
It doesn't change anything for me right now today. It's relatively new, and so we'll follow the rules best we can. I'm sure we'll have to iron some things out. There's not as many categories as I understand it as we had in the NFL, but it doesn't change anything for me at this point.
Hey Mel, you opened up talking about some of the off the field things that you and the team are doing. Last week, Jacoby talked about how excited he was that he was able to go and be out in the community, and they have this thing where they talk about knowing your roommates. How important are these off the field things as it leads to starting the season and being a part of the season?
Well, it's important. I mean, it's the team. We have to be connected. And it's not just, while they're, at practice or in the meeting rooms. It's on campus and outside of football as well. And it's similar to a family. And we need to have a tight knit team and really good chemistry and the guys that love and care about each other. And so it's very important.
Realizing you weren't going to tell us who the starting quarterback is, without naming names, can you tell us if there's any separation, or do you still need to see more this week before you make that?
We're talking about separation
Between one quarterback and the others.
We'll just have to find out on Friday.
Mel, the offense, defense, and special teams are all better, and it looks like they could be. What about the head coach? How are you better than you were a year ago, and how'd you go about that evaluation and improvement?
Yeah, so we'll see if we're better, and we'll see if I'm better. How do I evaluate if I'm better? It's really personal and internal. But we'll see how the season goes, and we'll add it up at the end.
Does it come down to wins and losses?
With me,
Yeah.
in some regards it does, some regards it doesn't.
Not a quarterback question, but special teams.
You got a kicker, punter.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I don't talk about kickers and punters. Let's talk to Ross Ells about that. He says, how have you kept your sanity for 27 years? And I said, I don't talk to kickers, I don't talk to the punters. That's
Okay.
how.
Is there anybody in both those positions that have separated themselves to the point where you think one's better than the other, or you see play multiple guys in each spot?
The competition at quarterback, punter, kicker has been very strong throughout camp, and so we feel good about all the guys that have been competing, and I feel like all those guys can get the job done for us.
In your tenure here, you have yet to face Central Michigan. Last time Michigan State played each other, or guys played each other in 2018. What do you think about having in-state schools to open up with like this for a season opener? And then have you done anything differently to prep for Central Michigan, maybe with the guys, than, I don't know, anything outside the box?
Well, we showed the players, they maybe the last time that Central came here, and really tight game. We showed them the highlights, and we showed them the commentary that the Big Ten Network had after the game. Just make sure that everyone understands the challenge at hand. And I think it's I think it's good to be able to play in-state schools. It's important to us. It's important to them. It's good for our state, and it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a challenge. No doubt about it. Always has been.
No, you practiced already this morning, correct?
Yep.
Do you sense this week, now that you're out of camp and you're preparing for an opponent, is there any extra energy because now they're in a game week environment?
I feel relentless focus with our coaches and with the players. You know, we know what we have to do. We know what's at stake, and we work and prepare extremely hard this entire out of season during camp. And so, you know, we have a process, and it's it's one day at a time. And we had a solid day today. I've got to watch the film to really see how good it was or not, and then we'll move on to the next day.
Kind of bouncing off that, Coach, how much more emphasis is there on detail because it is game week, maybe compared to camp?
Details every day it's all about the detail. I mean, it's the little things, that are going to make the difference. You know, it's going to be technique and fundamentals, pad level, hand placement, footwork, communication, leverage, effort, hitting, adjustments, demeanor, all those things, they all add up. And so that's our focus, each and every day. Attention to detail. It doesn't just start on game week.
You last week, maybe it was the week before, you expressed concern, well, not concern, but questioning where the run game is. From an offensive line standpoint, how deep do you feel you can go, and how important is this week in terms of the future of the season of trying to get more depth and get those guys a lot of bullets to see where they're at?
We're deeper than we were to start the season a year ago, and I feel better about our run game than I felt a couple weeks ago.
I know you don't talk specific injuries and all that, but a couple weeks ago you did talk about the importance of getting guys to the game. And also before that, how you felt this team is deeper. Where do you think you guys are now in terms of getting guys to the game? Or do you feel confident you're in a good spot with the opener coming up, or is that still an issue?
We came out of practice fairly well today. We had a full padded practice, and we did a significant amount of hitting today. And talking to Rod, our head trainer after practice, it seems like we had a couple bumps and bruises, but we should be. We came out today okay, and we have some guys that have been nicked up that are getting back for the game, and so we're in a better spot overall than we were a year ago going into the first game.
Now you got some intriguing true freshmen. I was wondering if any of these first year guys you expect to game one be part of the mix, and maybe who you think is going to fill out some of those roles.
Some of the freshmen.
Yeah, the first year.
The true guys, true freshmen. Yeah, we'll have to see which guys show up, and I will look to see which freshmen show up on special teams first. And I don't really have any specifics for you right now. We're still putting the game plan in. We're competing to get on the field and for the hotel travels and things like that. So guys are still working hard, but we do have some freshmen that maybe it'll help us this year. So we'll have to see.
Hey Mel, I got a question for you. I want to clarify real quick first, if I could, though, with the report. Can you tell us anything about the categories and everything? I didn't see anything about that. I don't think they said that in the press release.
I can't tell you really anything right now, but it's nothing that's super intriguing. What I got from the Big Ten conference call last week with the coaches and the commissioner and the staff is, I don't think it's anything that's going to be newsworthy.
So coming out of camp, that's one mode. This is a different mode this week. I'm just wondering, what's the thing that you're most comfortable about with this team or most confident in? And what is something that you just can't learn about a team maybe in camp until you face another team that you're really interested to see on Friday?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm really comfortable about anything. I am confident in our coaching staff and our preparation, and the approach that our players have taken is very, very focused. And we have better team chemistry, and I think our focus is where it needs to be at this point, in the week. And we'll have to see. I'm encouraged by what I've seen, this out of season and during camp, and from our players and our coaching staff. support staff, and so it's really one day at a time for us right now. It's a new season, and we're treated that way.
Anything you're specifically wanting to see on Friday, though, that you just can't get out of a camp setting?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to simulate a game. We do the best we can in scrimmages, but there's nothing like going in the woodshed in front of 75,000 people on TV. You really can't simulate that, and so we'll have to see how our guys react. I'm interested and looking forward to seeing how they perform on Friday.
Thank you.
You were quoted in the Lansing State Journal over the weekend asking for more NIL from MSU fans. What specifically are you looking for in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, it's game week right now. That's not my focus right now. I was asked some questions specifically about that. And so, I talked about the realities of major college football right now, but today that's absolutely not my focus.
No specifics about players or even position groups, but early in the season, if the game script allows, would you like to play lots of players, or would you rather have a group and give them as many reps as you can to get ready for the rest of it?
Yeah, I mean, we are going to do what we need to do to win the game, and that's our focus. And so, the starters are going to start, and then we're going to rotate as many guys in as we can, the guys that deserve to play. We want to keep our guys fresh, and we'll take it one series at a time. We're going to play the time. We need 6 seconds to play, for 60 minutes in the game, 4 quarters. I mean, that's the focus. And so, we'll see who hits the field, but it's about winning the game, and whoever plays. So.
I don't know how much you personalize this because you have a large coaching staff of over 100 players, but how much pressure do you feel to get this thing back on track to where you want it and where it was 2 years ago?
How much pressure do I feel?
Yeah.
I put a tremendous amount of pressure on myself all the time. The pressure I feel is the same pressure I feel, every day and for the last 27 years is, to coach hard and get the people that are around me to coach hard and play hard. And I said, no one can put more pressure on me than I put on myself. No one. There's no situation possible. And so, I've coached at the highest level. The smallest place I've coached was Miami, Ohio for 1 year in '99, and I've never been anywhere where you weren't expected to win games. And so, I expect to win, and that's what we're doing here. And so, it's not even about the pressure for me. It just comes with the deal. But I can't even. Pressure's not even the word. Quite frankly, I'm not sure what the word is, but it's not pressure that I feel.
You mentioned that you feel better about the run game than you did a few weeks ago. Why?
Well, I feel like the receivers have gotten better in blocking, digging out the safeties and blocking the corners, and our tight ends seem more coordinated. Got better pad level, more drive. We have more guys coming to the party in terms of running the ball in our backfield. Guys are running hard, falling forward on contact, running through the smoke, stepping through the trash, things like that in the offensive line. Seems to be in sync and physical. Coach Cap had him in the shoes today, which was good. And so I expect to see really good pad level. We have to be able to run the ball. We have to be able to stop the run. That's where everything starts for us.
And I just have one quick follow-up with 2 transfers in Kieran Mangum and then, of course, Nathan Carter. Are you starting to see any separation between those 2?
They're different players, and so we're going to need them both. We like to play, 3 guys, maybe 4 if we can, to keep those guys fresh. That's a tough position. They take a lot of hits, and it's really physical. And so we need as many guys as we can to be prepared to go in there and play winning football. We'll see who shows up and who gets the carries and the touches and the targets.
Got time for a couple more, Steve.
Mel Central, I believe, brings back a good chunk of their defense from a year ago, and it seems kind of hard to do at that level this era. But I'm just wondering, what do you see from those guys on that side of the ball? Where are they advanced? Where they pose a threat and whatnot with that experience?
They're going to play really hard. They do a good job mixing the coverages in the fronts. They have, they have really good pressure package on first, second down, and on third down. And they're well coached. They do a good job with disguising guys fall to the ball. They got some active guys in the front seven. They can whip guys one-on-one. That's what they've shown on tape. And so, they're just well coached and they play extremely hard. And they have some good players. Everybody's got good players. We know that, right? And so we're no different. We have quite a few good players. We'll have our hands full.
Not even who would have, an edge on the other one, but when you do look at your two quarterbacks, and you might say, Hauser does this well, Kim does this well, when talking about each of them separately, what would you say their strengths are individually?
Yeah, I really try to avoid the comparisons because I don't think it's really fair. Those guys are unique and they're both really good players, and we like them both. And so, I just don't think it's good to make comparisons, especially right now.
Okay, one more, Chris.
You mentioned about showing previous games against CMU to the guys. What are the challenges in facing an in-state team that isn't in your conference? And how does the coaching staff kind of get guys psyched up and prepared for that? Or does that just come natural with game one and having a long off layout between?
It's, the preparation mentally and physically is very important. And like I told the players, yesterday, I said, hey, listen, I'm not one of those guys that's gonna, come in here and rant and rave and yell and scream in front of you and try to scare you to get you ready, for a team because you might take them lightly. We're not good enough to take anybody lightly. We never have been. We never will be. So it doesn't make any sense. We have to prepare the guys and we show them, hey, this is what it's going to be. Their belief level is going to be super high. They're well coached. Coach Malcolm Land, he's a coach. He's going to scheme you up now. The guy knows what he's doing, and he's proven that. They have good players, and we show them that. It's just delivery of the information to make sure that the players are informed and that they're prepared. And I don't anticipate anyone, not being prepared and ready to go on Friday. That's our job, is to make sure that we're able to put our best foot forward. And so that's all part of the preparation, showing them, hey, this is what you can expect. We had Coach Novak, our head strength coach, was there. He knows all about it. He knows how they see the game. Their mentality is towards this game. And so that's important for our guys to understand that. And also make sure the players understood what our mindset is going to the game as well. So, like I said, it's going to be a tough battle. We're expecting to be a 4-quarter game, and we need to play harder for longer.
All right, thanks, Phil.
Thank you so much. See you next time. Go Green.